see you, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Hope your day has been going great. Now, this is something that I don't normally do on my channel, but I want to bring this particular point to you guys' attention. And if you want to stay later on, I'm going to share some things that may consist of a little bit of drama that's circling around in the YouTube community, okay? And I'll get into that later. First things first, let me zoom this in really quickly. Okay. Now let me get closer to the mic. It says, for the record, I have been publicly pointing out how our people have been misclassified and reclassified by the government since I started on Facebook in 2015. And then on YouTube in 2016. I have displayed on screen public records through my own research and correlating documents as to how it was all done in detail before anybody else has on any social platform, which is true. I have also detailed solutions to this issue in numerous live streams, vlogs, interviews, articles, and videos. So today I want to ask you all again, what would you personally like to see done so that we may address this issue together as a community? Now, let's not get this mistaken for Dr. Claude Anderson's building economics and stuff like that. It's not that. In fact, it's not even on that note, and then again, it can be, but it's really not. It's mainly based around us being misclassified and then reclassified as a people. And now they want to call us blacks and African Americans. That's what I'm referring to. Stolen identity. Now, with all of that being said and me putting out those public records, what would you like you personally, what would you like to see done so that we may address this issue together as a community? Now, I said note that I'm only able to create 5 selections, but feel free to add your own options in the comments below. So today, it's been 2 days since I posted this. So if you haven't, casted your vote or stated a statement, I highly suggest that you go to my YouTube community tab, which is located on the channel itself. You just got to click on the community tab, and this is the first one that will pop up. So the selections have our own political representation in the government. Only 5% of the people, this is out of 5.4K votes so far. Only 5% of the people said, agreed with that. Then only 2% of the people agreed with starting a petition to the government in hopes to garner their attention. Now, 59% basically agrees with me on this, where it says create your own governments, expanding towards our own cities. Now that's towns and states, and that will include the businesses and building economic wealth and, for the community's sake. That's all of the above, but mainly taking it from the top with us having our own. And of course, you might as well say I've been preaching about this for a very long time, along with posting up on screen correlating documents as to what happened and why we should get this done. But anyway, the next one is 31% stating that lawsuits directed at the government for identity theft and fraud. Now, of course, I agree with this one as well. This is something that I think that should happen, as well as the one above it. And I'm glad that 31% said that one too. But a lot of people in the comments was agreeing with, they would say 3 and 4, or, selection C and D. So the last one was have another community gathering to talk about the issue at hand. 3% of the people. Now, there's nothing wrong with that really, but I'm tired of talking. We know what we got to do. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that should be on the back burner now. I mean, it's like every single year we have community gatherings about this and that, what the issues are, talk about the issues at hand, but there's no need to talk about it. Let's just get something done. And the reason why I inserted create our own governments in there is because I'm like, I mean, why do we need to see the government is not paying reparations, not paying us no mind when it comes to reparations or trying to assist us basically for what they have inflicted upon our people historically. So I said, forget it. Why don't we just start our own, create our own governments, top to bottom, create our own cities, towns, businesses, neighborhood, everything. Hospitals, our own police force, our own, military, from top to bottom. And the government just, we got our own. Just respect that we got our own. And we have our own governments. The majority of the people want that to happen. Now, I'm not a political person. You know what I mean? I'm not here to persuade you to vote for me for a political position. That's not what this is about. And I'm not running for a political position. I exposed this government left and right for a lot of things that it has done in the past and in the present and how it all correlate with each other. I'm not interested in working with them when it comes to that, like working for them when it comes to running for a political position and thinking that I will have some type of power in order to get something done. And that's not the case. Because once those type of people, and don't get me wrong, it's some beautiful people that try to, attempt to run for Congress and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I know they mean well, but once they get up in there, they got to play the same games just as well as everybody else that's in there. They have to do the exact same thing. They follow them by one particular creed and one creed only. That's just not the route for us when it comes to our people, okay? But shout out to the congressmen and the congresswomen that do follow me, that do support the content. And that's another reason why I stated that, because they know what's up, and I know they trying hard, but it's like, what could you do? You know what I mean? What could you do? But we can knock this out the park by just creating our own. And then you can start running for congresswomen and congressmen for our own governments. You hear me? Like, that would be something beautiful anyway. I wouldn't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, of course, jobs will open up left and right when we start building our own infrastructure for everything that we would need. And this is not hard when we are the number one consumers in this nation. That means that we are buying. So if we move that money, pool that money together, pull all of our resources together, because that's our number one resource. It doesn't even have to be paper money. It could be the money that we have, the credit that we built, the assets that we owned, whatever we do to put our stuff together in order to make this thing happen. It can happen. And yes, we have to do it segregated from everybody else. So yes, this will be a form of segregation. And don't turn your nose up at that, because that's something that we done in the past. And it looks like we were going down as soon as we desegregated. So why not go back to segregation and do it differently, where we have, once again, our own everything, and just keep it that way? Okay? And just make sure that these other governments who are here working or acting as if they're governments, they're quasi-corporations, respect our wishes and respect our rules and regulations that we set for our own people. Now, yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. I'm going to leave it like that, because I talk about this for quite some time. I've been talking about this for quite some time. Now, the reason why you notice that I said, for the record, I have been publicly pointing this out, right? It's almost as if I'm responding. And I am. And I'm going to show you why here. 1 second. Okay. On December 1st, it was about 4:45 a.m. Damn, I was up. But I was just out with my wife. We were hanging out and doing some things, taking some time away from work and taking some time away from our children, just hanging out. Of course, we got older teenagers. Don't get it twisted. But anyway, and of course we got younger children too, but our teenagers are of age to handle the household. So don't try to flip this. But anyway, as while we're gone, of course we're not going to be gone for days at a time without a sitter. But so my wife and I were out, and I pulled up at a gas station, and this is what happened, because I tweeted about what happened. And I sometimes I do this, I remember I tweeted about how a young lady was like, "Hey, are you Dane? Damn, you're taller than I thought you were. And everybody in the comments was like, dang, you're tall? You know, I thought you were short. I'm like, nah. I'm over 6 feet. But yeah, I'm pretty tall. But anyway, this tweet here, I tweeted, just pay attention, just follow along here. It's gonna get to a point. So I said, stopped at a gas station and a middle-aged Caucasian male was already pumping gas in his truck. I pulled up to the pump next to him, got out. Then he immediately says, man, you're doing a great job for America. You're famous for it now. I said, you know me? He said, yeah, Dane, I'm a big fan. Then I continued to tweet on with this tweet here. Let me pull this up. This was the second tweet attached to this tweet. I said, he told me that he and his wife watch my channel religiously. I told him, thank you. And I appreciate y'all both. Then while pumping my gas, I was thinking like, damn, I guess you'll never know who's watching until they see you in person. I remember one time somebody, and he was a Caucasian male, and he had 2 of his sons, and my wife and I, and we were with our children. We're in a mall. And a Caucasian male was like, hey, ain't you Dane Calloway? I was like, yeah, you know, but you know, it be like that. So don't get it twisted. Yeah, I mean, of course, I have a lot of Niji people watching the channel, but it's a lot of Caucasian males and females that are watching the channel as well, that are not a part of that 1% of the people that, you know, that are against our people. But this guy was already pumping his gas, you know what I mean? So he wasn't following me, and I just randomly chose that gas station on top of that. So it wasn't something like they could have predicted it, or, oh, they always follow. I seen a couple people in the comments was going off like, oh, nah, that could have been the CIA or something like that, blah, blah, blah. It's not. It really wasn't. Like, all of that stuff was random. But, and, you know, he genuinely, and he was an older cat. Like, the way he was dressed and, you know, where I was located, it's nothing like that. You know what I mean? But, yeah, so, okay, off of this, let me pull something else up, right? I want to show you what happened. Speaking about the comments here, one of the comments is obviously from a person that's seeking attention because, I mean, of course, they watching me and noticing what I'm doing and want to be doing some things that's very similar to me. And there's a lot of people out there that's in the YouTube community that are upset because of that. And that's not my fault. You know, but they try to make it seem like I'm this and I'm that, and they try to make up stories. And we're going to get into this, but this is the reason why I'm addressing this now. Because this particular individual, in which this person is going to be anonymous on my channel. Like, this person does not deserve a shout out or anything like that on my channel at all. So I'm going to go with anonymous. This anonymous person, which is one of my biggest haters that's on YouTube, came out and said, what are you doing with and for misclassified Indians? I see how you recently subscribed to misclassification after blah, blah, blah petition went out. Now, what's crazy is that I've been ignoring this particular person and this particular person's small little group for a while now because they kept trying to tag me and their made up petition, and I don't want to deal with them. They're not good people. And, you know, of course, like, why beg me? I mean, I'm not talking about you. And I mean, if you got your own petition, work your way around it. Like, when I know for a fact that that's not going to work for our people, okay? Like, a petition solves nothing. Like, okay, you get signatures. Wow. Like, what are you voting for? Like, what is it going to benefit? What is it going to do? What rules are going to change? What are the promises at the end? Like, no, I don't want to get involved in that. But this person sent like 4 or 5 different people at a time on my Twitter to try to at me in a message stating to work with this individual and promote the petition out to my crowd. I'm like, no, I don't want to be involved in that, and don't attach me to that. So this person randomly chose to comment up under my post that has nothing to do with Indians or anything at that point. It was just strictly about an experience that I had during that, you know, late that night. So I said, tell you what, since you saying that I recently subscribed to misclassification, that is a lie. I'm gonna show you this. Okay, now, So now it comes back around. That is the reason why you see me say, for the record, I have been publicly pointing out how our people have been misclassified or reclassified by the government since I started on Facebook in 2015, and then again on YouTube in 2016. Now, let me bring this up here really quick. All right, now it's a reason why I ended up tweeting about this, because that particular person and that particular person's little group started adding me again, trying to promote. Okay, let me show you. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, so now you can tell that I was getting tagged in all of this, and I had to remove my name from the tags because people were tagging me, letting me know that these people were talking about me. So this particular individual was saying that I was copying. Look again, Dana, she's saying my name wrong purposely. Calloway biting again. Clown. Bro, you could have just invited blah, blah, blah on your platform to talk about it. See, that's what they want me to do. They want me to promote it and work together when you saw it months ago. Now, you watch that. Watch the timing, okay? Notice that individual saying months ago, right? When I told you I've been talking about this, and everybody knows I've been talking about this for years now. Everything you asking is already in the petition for everyone to see. Read and sign and compare, and then go and put, for free promo, right? Now, I get tagged again this time by another person that's following this other person. If you want to be down at I'm Just Here to Make You Think, which is my Twitter handle, just hit blah, blah, blah up. You got blah line. First of all, I don't have the individual's contact information. That's number one. Number two, I don't want the individual's contact information. And number three, you promoting the link again. That's what this is about. There was a campaign strictly to just use my name and promote that little, because who's going to support that? What is that going to do? That's not going to solve anything. That doesn't help anybody. So and I saw a lot of people that follow me were getting pissed off at what they were doing. So I responded. All right, forget it. I just had to pull it up on Twitter. So I responded. Okay, and I said, I created this poll for two reasons. One was to show my haters that a random petition is not what the majority of the families want done for our people. And two, stop tagging me in it as if you need me to be a part of it when I have no interest in promoting an idea that won't work. Keep that in mind. 2% start a petition to the government in hopes to garner their attention. 2%. Okay. Now, I also followed up by saying, so that's at that time it was 5.3K votes. So that's 5.3K votes in 2 days with no promo and counting. I also stated that I have been sharing this information publicly since I started back in 2016 on YouTube, which is why you and your camp members are angry with me, because it's the truth. Just wait for the next associated tweet. And then the next associated tweet, I'm showing this. I said, I did not create a petition when clearly that's what the majority of families do not want. So don't try to clout chase and lie and say that I'm trying to steal or copy. I'm going to show you that. This particular individual saying I was trying to steal or copy that particular individual. I just made it clear as to why you and your folks should stop tagging me in and with your irrelevant ideas. Notice how this is. You started your petition September 22. This particular petition right there started this petition 3 months ago. I brought this info to the public in 2015 on Facebook and 2016 on YouTube. Like, proof is in the pudding. Like, come on, man. Were you copying me? Had to be, because that particular individual, and this is a screenshot, because that particular individual was about to go live today to talk about me and say, notice how I say stealing Dane Calloway, right? And don't forget, this was before I tweeted and made it perfectly clear that I wasn't stealing nothing, okay? So this was a smear campaign that was attempting to happen, right? Because as soon as I posted all of those tweets, guess what this individual did? The video has been removed by the uploader. Once again, I'm gonna ask the question. So were you copying me? Okay. Now here's another thing that now when the hate don't work, they start making up lies. So let me show you something also. All right, so now this is the main person that started all this crap and probably told this individual here to tweet about this so this person could retweet it, try to make it bigger than what it already is. Saying fraudulent ninjas trying to be relevant. I mean, like, theft of intellectual property via deceit and theft of intellectual property. Keep that in mind. Once again, keep this in mind. So this was to, once again, try to draw attention to themselves. The person got up under my comments, the F, you in my lane for again. You've been stealing intellectual property for a while. You want to get rough with me, Dane? Now, this is today. I'm like, okay, all right, say no more, right? This is the reason why I'm going to put this on my channel. Because look, check this out. Okay, so now, apparently the individual is just not intelligent enough or have researched enough to know what intellectual property is. Because number one, I don't have anybody else's property. That's number one. Number two, you didn't prove anything. You're just stating a whole bunch of slander. And I want y'all to get in the comments and tell me, do y'all think I should go ahead and hit this person with a lawsuit after this particular portion right here? Watch. Now, so responding to what the individual said on the individual's Twitter, this person said, damn, that's my dog. He plagiarized this shit. The person replies by saying, yes, he has plagiarized plenty of people for a number of years. He is used to being in court for plagiarism anyway. So the person is trying to say that I'm used to being in court for plagiarism. He can play with the judge. It's criminal. The person replied, wow. Now, that's slander. That's defamation of character. Like, I mean, because there's no evidence of me being in court for plagiarism. There's no evidence of me being sued for plagiarism, which will be a copyright. For example, plagiarism or anything copyright, intellectual properties dealing with, copyright ownership, all of that falls up under USC Title 17 or US Code Title 17. Now, I'm going to show y'all something. I already mentioned this before, but I'm going to bring this back up. An individual has filed a suit against me and my company, okay, claiming not plagiarism, not copyright, 42, see, cause of action, 42 USC 1983. Once again, 42 USC 1983. This is not copyright. This is not plagiarism. Y'all are so silly. This is a civil rights lawsuit. An individual is claiming that I discriminated against them. Notice how long it's been. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to speak on it, but it has to be proven in court. Okay? Once that, I'm telling you, once it's over with, then we're going to talk about it in full. I've been waiting. Okay? But again, 42 USC 1983, AKA The Ku Klux Klan Act. That's what this is. You could look that up. Like, come on, guys. So again, leave your comments down below. Do you think I should hit this individual with a defamation of character lawsuit or just leave it alone? What y'all think? Tell me in the comments below. But I'm going to just leave it like that because I just want these people to understand that are hating out there. Don't play with me because it's too easy for me to expose the slander that you're doing, the lies that you're creating, all just to get attention. And it's not going to work. You're getting the bad attention. You're getting the worst attention. Now, it's up to my commenters up under this video. If they say go ahead and pull the trigger and sue you, get ready because I got everything I need. And I don't play no games. I really don't. But that's up to them. If they want to say, nah, leave it alone, let it bypass, you better not ever bring my name up again. Because as soon as you do, you're going to get something at your door that's legal. I'm not playing with you. Y'all better stop tagging me in that BS. I'm not with anybody for that reason. I don't want my name attached to nobody when it comes to that because I don't know who you are and I don't know what type of scams y'all pulling. But I don't want none of that on my name. I don't have time for games. With that being said, I appreciate you all's time. I'll see you in the next live and the next video. Wado, everyone.